Hey beauties, Britt here, your beauty coach with My Share Beauty, where we give you the tools to be equipped, empowered, and encouraged to make up your own kind of beautiful. Today is Beauty Tip Wednesday, so I'm going to share with you my beauty tips and tricks on how to contour. You ready?
Don't tell me that it looks so easy. Do you now?
Okay, let's get started with contouring. Contouring is one of the top 5 questions that I get as a makeup artist all the time. Everyone always asks me, what is contouring? How do I contour? What's the point of contouring? What do I contour with? So I get all the questions considering contouring all the time. And I'm here to answer those questions and teach you the basics about contouring. So what you're gonna need is your bronzer, whatever bronzer you use. I have a matte one. This one is by Too Faced. This is the one that I always use. If you follow me on Instagram and watch my Full Face Fridays, I use this one like every time. So whatever bronzer you have, just go ahead and grab it, and we're going to learn how to contour today. So some basic ideas about contouring. Contouring is not just putting bronzer on your face and like putting it all over or whatever. It's not even like to warm up your skin. Contouring specifically is all about kind of defining the shape of your face that you already have. When you contour, if you want to think of shadow and light and how shadow makes things kind of disappear, it kind of hides them, and the light brings things forward. You see things better in the light, right? So when you contour, it's the darker colors and you're putting it around the edges of your face so that you can really kind of bring the things that you want to bring out to the light. So for instance, a lot of us, we want the center of our face, we want this part of our face to be the focus of what people see. We want them to see our eyes, then we want them to see like just kind of in general this area right here. If we're focusing right here, then all of this kind of needs to disappear, and that's what we use contouring for. Every face shape is different. It's not all gonna be the same, and you're not gonna have the same placements across the board, but what I'm gonna show you is how to find the shape of your face so that you can actually define it so much better. I'm going to use my matte bronzer. This is by Too Faced. It is the Chocolate Soleil. It is so good. It smells like chocolate, which is kind of why I love it. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take your bronzer, and you want a thin shaped brush. So you can use an angled brush like this, or you want something that's kind of condensed and flat and has a good edge to it. You don't want something that's fluffy like this. This won't work. You could use a stippling brush if you want. It's a little bit harder to blend out, but this gives a good cut when you are contouring. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna use my angled brush. I've had this brush forever. As you can see, it had another brush on this end, but it came off, but that's okay. This is one of my favorite brushes that I like to use for bronzers. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna look at your face in the mirror and just kind of go straight on, and you're gonna feel first the tops of the apples of your cheeks. So wherever the highest point is on your face, that's where the apples of your cheeks are, or your cheekbone. So we're gonna define where that is, and then right underneath that, it should be where your fingers kind of go into your face and you make like chubby cheeks almost. This is your socket bone. Your jawbone is here, your cheekbone is here, and in between is your socket bone. This is exactly where we want to put the bronzer, because when we put the bronzer here, it's going to define our cheekbones and it's going to define our jawbone. So just play around with your face for a little bit, get really, really comfortable in where that socket bone is. Feel around, don't be shy. You want to get really comfortable. The key to being a professional makeup artist is understanding the shapes of people's faces. So we put our hands on your face, sometimes without anything on our fingers, just so that we can really see where the shape of your face is and how it's defined on its own. Because where you put the product is what's most important. It's not really about the product per se. I mean, that's important when it comes to your skin and the things that you need and you like, but the most important thing is where you put the product so that it doesn't look off or doesn't look right. We want it to look as natural and as blended as possible. So this will help you to not go like this, because we don't need to do that. You just look silly when you do that. But don't go like this, and don't like move your face around either. You don't need to do that. All you really need to do is find where that socket bone is and you're set for life. So now we are going to apply. So take your bronzer, you're gonna take your brush and dip it in to your bronzer. So just enough to where you can see a little bit of color. And what you're going to do is you are going to turn your head to the other direction, and you're gonna start from the ear. So right here in the middle of your ear, you're gonna draw a line to about where the end of your eye is. Not the end of your brow, but the end of your eye. So you're gonna draw one line going diagonal. Now you can really see the line that I've made, which is what you want. You want to see the line, but then now we're going to flip our brush backwards and we're going to blend in a circular motion back towards that hairline. This is going to buff out that line so we don't get that 80s look of like the strong streak. We're going to just, in light circular motions, buff it out. And my tip on doing that is using your wrist, not your arm. So you're not doing circles like this, you're doing little circles using your wrist. And then I'm gonna drag mine all the way down to where my jaw and my neck meet, and I'm gonna sweep it right underneath my jaw. So now looking straight ahead, when you see my face, your eye kind of goes from here, stops, and then here. Instead of on this side, it goes more just all the way around. You want people's eye to see the center of your face, so it's kind of disappearing all of this. So then we're gonna take a little bit. For me, my hairline goes back right here. And I wanna bring that forward because I don't want my forehead to be so wide. So I'm going to take my bronzer and just place it all right here. And I'm gonna blend it back into my hairline so that it's effortless and seamless, so that there's no space between my hairline and my forehead. And we're just gonna bring it all the way down to the temples, which is right here. So when it comes to contouring, you may have heard the 3 and the backwards E. Bare Minerals teaches us that. It's one of the most basic ways to figure out what contouring really is. It's kind of that. It's not as simple as like a 3 and then an E. The difference is that you really are trying to find the spaces in your face, and they don't have to be connected from the top all the way to your jawbone. Some people don't have as wide as a forehead as I do, so they don't need bronzer on their forehead. Some people have a wider space right here, and so they put bronzer just on the temples, and it's all different for every face shape. So what I recommend to you is to just, again, feel out where that is on your face. Don't be shy, because that's what this is all about. When you're owning your own beauty, you really need to understand your face, your skin, your techniques, what you need to achieve that perfect look, because it's all about you. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna start on the other ear, and we're gonna draw a line down to where the end of our eye is, which is right here. We're gonna draw a line down, flip our brush backwards, and we're just going to buff that right on out into the ear and the hairline. I'm going in an upward motion. I don't want to go down, because when you buff down, it tends to bring the product down, which tends to make your face look like it's longer and it's droopy, which we don't want. We always want to be lifted up. We always want to bring everything up. So we are buffing upward. We're gonna go to the jawline, just sweep it right underneath and get some more. Start where my hairline goes back the farthest, and blend that right on down to my temples. See, so easy. It's not scary at all. I think when we think about contouring, we definitely think about Kim K and her contouring with all the lines, and then there's like the cream color, there's the bronzer color, and then a lot of people in this last year added the color correcting into their contouring. So it doesn't have to be that crazy. All contouring is really defining the shape of your face with bronzer. So again, just take time to really know where that is on your face and you will be good to go. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being a part of My Sheer Beauty and just being on this journey with me and teaching you how to just really redefine your beauty in owning it and being, so I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for joining. And go ahead, don't forget to follow on Instagram at My Sheer Beauty, and I'll watch all the IGTVs that are going up. It's been a lot of fun making videos for you, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.
Don't tell me that